A very warm welcome to everybody joining us in the room and via webcast as we launch the future at Lloyd's. And a very special thank you to Todd Jones and the team at Willis Towers Watson for hosting us here today. Today marks the beginning, I think, of a very exciting time for all of us at Lloyd's, a time where we will all have the opportunity to start reshaping the future of this marketplace, which has for centuries led the world in risk innovation, but which today faces the same challenges that threaten the relevance and longevity of the global insurance industry as a whole. After me, you'll be hearing from Lloyd's CEO John Neal, who will talk through the details of the document we are launching today, and you'll all get a copy of that on the way out. Today, we're setting out some very ambitious goals for that future, including potential solutions to the challenges we face. And if we rise to these challenges, we will secure the future at Lloyd's for many years to come and set the standard for the global insurance industry to follow. Our goal is for a nimbler, faster Lloyd's that offers our customers outstanding products, services, and insight, supported by technology, innovation, and flexible, responsive capital. And today, we present a view of how we could get there. But the first question to answer is most obviously, why are we doing this now? We're doing this now because we know that the world is changing and the pace of change is accelerating. We know that technology and data analytics are disrupting traditional business models. We know our customers are facing new risks as their asset mix shifts from tangible to intangible. And we know that they're seeking new insurance products and services to protect their enterprises. Our industry needs to react to this rapidly evolving business and risk landscape, so we can continue to provide customers with the support and protection they need to grow and prosper. To do this, we need to accelerate the development of products and services to meet customer needs. And we need to develop new business models to deliver these services more quickly and more efficiently. Lloyd's has a once-in-a-generation opportunity to take on these challenges and to play a leading role in shaping the future of our industry. As you will know, change is already underway at Lloyd's, and this includes digitizing the way risks are submitted in the marketplace, launching an in-house innovation accelerator, and developing straight-through processes for the placement of risk and the payment of claims. In parallel, as you saw in the business planning process at the end of last year, we're aiming to set up the market's underwriting performance for success. Taken together with Lloyd's strong capital base, global licenses, and market-leading brand, we have an unparalleled platform on which to build the future at Lloyd's. So I think it's time, once again, for Lloyd's to lead from the front and to ensure that we're here for many years to come to fulfill our collective purpose of sharing risk to create a braver world. We know from speaking to hundreds of you over the last 6 months that you greatly value what the Lloyd's market provides today, and you're passionate about Lloyd's succeeding in the future. This is encouraging and important, because the scale of the challenge and the size of the opportunity mean we will only succeed in this endeavor if we work together as a market. Our history shows us that Lloyd's works best when we work together, and now we must harness our collective expertise and endeavor once more. This is a unique and exciting opportunity to be part of Lloyd's next chapter and to shape its future for the next generation. The new Lloyd's market we build together will provide our customers with outstanding, high-value risk solutions based on innovation, flexible capital structures, and efficient digital platforms. We will be a transparent market using data to develop deeper relationships and increase trust in the value of what we do. And we will be an inclusive market that works for all stakeholders in every part of the value chain. We're looking forward to defining the future at Lloyd's with you and I hope you will share your feedback, ideas, and insights with us over the next few months. I'd now like to hand over to John Neal, who will give you more details on the ideas which inform the prospectus which we're launching today. With your support, I'm confident that the future of Lloyds will be secured for the next generation. Thank you for being here this morning, and thank you for listening.
Thank you, Bruce, and can I have my thanks as well for all of you turning up today. When I took on this role, I did so because I care very deeply about this marketplace. This is the market that launched my career in the industry, and which I think is the home to thousands of experienced and talented minds. I think we're all here today because we care about Lloyds, and we care about the future of Lloyds. And since I took up my role as CEO to serve you, I've spoken to everybody in this room, I think, at least once, and a few more than once, and literally spoken to hundreds of people. And what's come through loud and clear is the deep-rooted passion, loyalty, and pride everyone has in Lloyds. People really want this market to succeed. They care about its future, and they want to develop their businesses within our marketplace. And that gives us a fantastic base on which to build the future at Lloyds, and gives us the opportunity to show some real leadership. So I'll talk about the detail of this in a moment. But first, I just wanted to spend a few minutes on why our industry, and therefore why Lloyds, needs to change, and actually to change quickly. So today, despite the fact that our customers are facing new and increasing threats to their businesses, insurance buying just isn't keeping pace. Less than half of the world's natural catastrophe exposure is covered by insurance. And over the past 14 years, commercial property and casualty insurance penetration, when expressed as a percentage of global GDP, has fallen from 1.3% to 1%. Whilst the percentages sound small, the drop, and the drop in real terms is huge. So in stark terms, insurance is simply becoming less relevant in the eyes of the customer. So why aren't people buying insurance? Firstly, the insurance industry hasn't reacted quickly enough to the changing risk landscape. Companies face new threats because their assets are now predominantly intangible, software, data, as opposed to tangible, property and equipment. Intangible assets are vulnerable to new risks, whether that's cyber attack, reputation, and therefore require fundamentally different insurance products, and importantly, the services that align to those products. And yet, we don't provide them with that product set. In 2017, risk managers said that half of the top 10 risks that kept them awake at night were uninsurable. So the bottom line is that our industry must offer products and services that are much more closely aligned with what our customers actually want. Secondly, new capital is increasingly attracted to the insurance market, drawn by the relatively high uncorrelated returns in a low interest rate environment. In fact, third-party capital now makes up 16% of all reinsurance capital. And this new capital has increased rate competition over the past few years, forcing down prices. This is obviously a good outcome for customers, and it's also a great opportunity for insurers to better service their customers in the coverage that they provide. So as a capital-dependent industry, insurers have got to make it easier for alternate forms of capital to attach to risk, thereby offering customers better value. Thirdly, we simply have to reduce costs across the distribution chain, removing those components that just don't add value. The cost of doing business in our industry is around 30%. Actually, at Lloyds, it's 40%. And these costs are reducing so much more slowly than in any other sector, notably in the financial services sector. Acquisition costs can also be high, even higher than the numbers I've quoted for commoditized products. So the slow modernization of internal systems, legacy IT infrastructure, and a lack of rationalization of administration costs mean that all costs remain high. In turn, that does mean that large corporations are increasingly retaining their own risk. They don't see the value in transferring risk from their balance sheet to our balance sheet. And in addition, they would consider that the company's captive will pay the claim more promptly than we can or are able to. Fourthly, our industry is facing a talent shortage, particularly when it comes to young people and the young people who will drive forward the progress and the future that we're talking about. Research shows that only 4% of younger job seekers want to work in the insurance industry. A recent report from KPMG said that 41% of people outside of our sector said the work, quote, sounds boring. That's not the marketplace that I work in or the one that I recognise. The fact is that if we're to attract the brightest minds in our sector, we need to do a much better job of selling ourselves, of communicating and demonstrating a much more appealing employee value proposition, and of creating an inclusive culture in which everyone is respected and valued. The recent well-publicised Bloomberg article highlighted the urgent need for our market to do just this, not because it's the right thing to do, which it obviously is, but also because a successful future at Lloyd's requires diverse thinking and a culture that actually reflects our customer base. So as a sector, the issue is pretty clear. If we carry on with business as usual, we risk becoming irrelevant as customers see devaluation in the insurance products and services that we provide. Or we change and realise the enormous opportunities that the new risk landscape has to offer. So building greater trust with customers, supercharging innovation to deliver products and services that more closely align to their needs, and reducing policy costs will all go a long way to achieving this ambition. Lloyd's, as our chairman's just said, has a once-in-a-generation opportunity to lead the market in providing innovative customer services and solutions, and we need to seize this opportunity by leveraging the concept of partnership within the marketplace at Lloyd's and the value that is placed on a trusted relationship between customer, broker and insurer. The question, of course, is how do we do this? Over the past 6 months, we've carried out an extensive listening tour to hear your views on how Lloyd's needs to change. That's included discussions with customers, intermediaries, insurers, capital providers, both operating inside the market today and choosing not to operate inside the marketplace. You told us that we needed to build on the market's strengths, our global network of more than 200 licenses and 200 territories in which we operate, unrivaled broking and underwriting expertise offering solutions for difficult risk transfer challenges, and our insight and experience to drive risk decision making. These unique characteristics, combined with what we all know is the best known insurance brand in the world, set Lloyd's apart from the rest and are the foundations on which our future thinking must be built. You said our historic, unique selling points are no longer critical for some market participants. You said that we have to make it easier and less costly to do business at the Lloyd's market, and that we have to keep innovating to keep up with our competitors. You said you want us to be bolder in outlining and shaping a vision for the future of insurance. The consultation that we're about to go into is the first step on that journey. And you said you want us to work more closely with the end customer and other stakeholders and partner with you much more effectively in developing a diverse and inclusive culture at Lloyd's. So we have heard and used all of your insights to redefine the market's value proposition. And when you see it later, that is defined on the inside cover of the prospectus. And indeed, it is those insights and your feedback that is informing the strategy that we're about to talk about this morning. So what are we actually proposing to do? We will offer even better solutions for our customers' risks in terms of the cover that's offered, the capacity that can be available from the Lloyd's market, and the quality of the protection. We will supercharge innovation from the Lloyd's market to help customers understand their full exposure to different risks and how they can address these exposures. We will expand the Lloyd's Innovation Lab, which will be a hub for the latest news on emerging risks and new products and new services. It will also be a product development incubator where entrepreneurs, innovators, tech companies, brokers, underwriters can all come together to analyse emerging risks and develop appropriate insurance solutions. We will make it easier for new sources of capital to come into the market and to attach to risks much more efficiently than it can do and they can do today. And we will simplify the process of accessing products and services at Lloyd's. We will reduce the cost of doing business. We will ensure that buying insurance is a faster, simpler, and better value experience. Our ambition is to cut the time it takes from request to bind and policy issuance from weeks to days, giving customers rapid access to the Lloyd's expertise for the complex risks that they face. We will cut acquisition and administration costs for less complex risks, which must convert to more affordable premiums. We will build an inclusive and innovative culture that attracts world-leading talent to London and to Lloyd's, in which everyone is treated with dignity and respect. And we will invest in attracting the best talent to Lloyd's, making sure recruitment is targeted in bringing the skills that we need to change and to evolve. So those are ambitious goals, but you may have heard me said it before. That is exactly the point. We have to be ambitious, and the one thing we shouldn't be is constrained by any lack of ambition. So to help us think about what these ambitions might actually look like in practice, we've outlined 6 ideas in the prospectus that imagine how we could transform the things we do and the way we do them. You can read and contribute to these ideas in much more detail in the Future at Lloyd's document, or go to lloyds.com/thefutureatlloyds to give you a flavour and give you the opportunity to give us some very immediate feedback on our thinking. So imagine a world where Lloyd's market uses data and technology to enable customers to buy insurers quickly and easily for the most difficult to cover risks. We could create a platform for complex risks that makes doing business easier and enables efficient digital placement. This platform would enable brokers and their customers to easily match complex risk to underwriters with an automated policy process across quote, issue, and bind in a single digital end-to-end workflow, together with a transparent claims process. Imagine a world in which buying insurance from Lloyd's is automated, low cost, and instant. We could create a Lloyd's risk exchange through which less complex risks could be placed in minutes and at a fraction of today's cost, providing more competitively priced policies and much more choice for customers. The online exchange would offer a convenient, low-cost way for Lloyd's and its distribution network to carry out global risk procurement with the reassurance of the Lloyd's brand and backed by the Lloyd's Central Fund, strong financial ratings and robust regulatory oversight. Policies bought through the exchange would be lower cost because Lloyd's would have pre-packaged the policies, removing the need in most instances for individual negotiation and bespoke product design. And because Lloyd's would automate most of the buying process, it would reduce the cost for the customer and enable brokers to spend more of their time on doing higher end and value work. Imagine a world in which capital has an easy and effective way to access a diverse set of insurance risks on a Lloyd's platform. We would allow investors to access new types of insurance risk, as well as different options for attaching capital to risk, and enabling investments with different risk-return expectations and different investment time horizons. We would provide market performance data, enabling better investment decision-making. This could take several different forms, for example, through a Lloyd's tracker or an approved follow capacity to a recognised lead. Investment appetites could be defined on a digital platform, including return expectations, risk tolerance, carrier preference, risk type, and territory. Imagine a world in which high-performing firms have fast-track access to underwriting at Lloyd's in a way that brings innovation to the whole market. Our syndicate-in-a-box solution offers a streamlined opportunity for innovators to bring new products and business into the market. This could include remote syndicates that don't need to set up an office in London and place risks exclusively electronically. Syndicates can access all the data and services available in the Lloyd's ecosystem. This model would fast-track the creation of more responsive products that deliver better choice and value for our customers. Imagine a world in which a claim is paid before the customer realizes they've experienced a loss. We would build a next-generation claim service that improves customer experience and increases the trust the customer has in a market as we speed up the claim payment process. We would automate many of the claims activities undertaken today, dramatically reducing the time it takes from making a claim to getting it paid. For smaller, straightforward claims, artificial intelligence solutions would mean unparalleled response times. For major events like hurricanes, rapid notification systems would automatically inform brokers and insurers which of their customers could be affected. If the event subsequently materializes, the syndicate's claim process kicks in with the claim validated automatically and the payment made digitally, direct from the insurer to the customer. Imagine a world in which the Lloyd's ecosystem allows insurers to reinvent themselves in real time to continue to create outstanding value for customers. Lloyd's ecosystem would offer syndicates and brokers competitive advantage through offering new products, better risk mitigation advice and support, or reduced cost. This would include an expanded Lloyd's Innovation Lab, acting as a hub for the latest news on emerging risk and new services, and as a product development incubator. A data set of relevant information and a library of Lloyd's research, data and insights would support their key decisions. And a comprehensive partnership of service providers, both Lloyd's and third parties, would help syndicates offer even better services to their customers. In short, the Lloyd's ecosystem would be a collaborative, expert community with an inclusive and innovative culture that improves underwriting and delivers consistently excellent products and services to their customers. So the 6 examples I have just given could form the blueprint for a new Lloyd's. Importantly, they are just that. They are examples. And we're looking for your feedback and your engagement as to how we turn these and others you may think are equally important into reality. Now, there are several ways you can participate during that consultation process. You can submit your input at lloyds.com/thefuture@Lloyds. You can also submit your feedback via the market associations. You can attend forums during the blueprinting phase later in the year, and more details in this or on these forums will be available on the Future at Lloyds website. This consultation process is a critical part of our transformation and is sponsored by and overseen by the Lloyds Board and the Lloyds Council. It will also be informed by a working group representing all Lloyds participants and who will be fully involved in the process. The consultation period will run for about 10 weeks, and we will use that feedback to develop a blueprint and to develop prototypes of the options that we've set out in the document, or indeed others that come out of that consultation process. It's really important to say this is not a big bang solution. We will deliver the quick wins as soon as they are available. Those that use existing off-the-shelf technology, and a lot of the technology that sits behind the ideas is available today, will be delivered earlier than those that require building from scratch. And we would expect to have some of the components operational either in late 2019 or early 2020. So this is a once-in-a-generation opportunity for all of us to work together to build a future at Lloyds. By doing so, we will once again be playing a leading role in transforming our sector in response to the opportunities and the challenges that we know we all face today. In doing so, we will build on the base of Lloyds' unique qualities to create a marketplace and an ecosystem that provides customers and indeed all other stakeholders with an unrivaled range of easy-to-access, innovative products and services. Lloyds remains the strongest insurance and reinsurance brand in the world, a market that for hundreds of years has shouldered the risks of people, communities and businesses and has helped them to recover quickly after disaster has struck. Now is the time for us to take action again, and we must do it together. I hope you will join us as we ourselves are prepared to take some of the brave actions and brave decisions to ensure we have a future. So with that call to arms, I'd also like to say that we won't be doing a Q&A session today because we do want to give everyone in the room, and indeed many who aren't in the room, the chance to read through the proposals and the prospectus in detail and to give your feedback to us through one or indeed all of the options that I talked about just a few moments ago. The solutions that we presented are being told in the form of stories, and they do remain options. No decisions have been made yet because we do want and need to hear from you. So please, I encourage you to do just that and to talk to us continuously through the consultation period.